Don't forget the doc. Several network participants recently called into Dr. Rick Wright's Old School Sundays radio show. Check this out.
And let's go out to Boston, Massachusetts right there and find probably the genius of the music industry. Graduate of Syracuse University and the S.I. Newhouse School of Public Communications and superstar law degree from Case Western Reserve University, Cleveland, Ohio. And right now he's in the leadership position, assistant director of the great famous Berklee School of Music in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm talking about a member of the new decade of the 1970s here in Syracuse, Mr. John Kellogg, Esquire. How you doing, John?
I'm doing fine, Doc. How are you?
Hey, John, David Mark, who is a big-time superstar writer for Syracuse University's great news service and our Syracuse University magazine, sent me a note the other day looking for a photograph of you, man.
Did you show him that old picture?
That's the one. I haven't showed it to him yet, but I got it in my office, man. I got to polish it up. Of you sitting there with that big afro on your head.
Yeah, I know what you told me. I tell everybody that sees that picture that I had the requisite 5-inch afro at that time. You had to have it that long.
I mean, it was a big one, man.
That's right.
And you all were on the steps of Newhouse 1 in the lobby of the Newhouse School of Public Communications, where Dean Lorraine Braggham is now the dean of the Newhouse School. And you sitting there, man, and that's the picture they're looking for. So I got a black and white version of it. And
I think that's all there was. I don't think we ever took a color shot at that time, but I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Okay, but I got it, man, and I think they're going to put it in a magazine.
All right,
and
man.
An article all about you, man, and what you do. But, John, this is your time. What's happening in the world of music, man?
Well, hello, 106.9 family. Here's your biz report for this week. A report on the business behind the music, because everybody knows somebody in the music business. Doc, I can't tell you how concerned I was for the health of R&B music after I received a message a couple of weeks ago from our good friend Lee Kitt of the SU Network that the format of Power 106.9 was changed from R&B to country music. That's right. After a reassuring email message from you last week indicating that it was all a hoax, I started to contemplate what Syracuse would be like without Power 106.9. You see, I remember the days when the Cuse didn't have an R&B station, and the only time you could hear R&B was on Skip Harrison's once-a-week show on the old WAER station. All right, I know some of you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's right. It was a bleak period that I'd hate to see repeated again in Syracuse. But I think the most recent this incident increased our resolve to make sure Power 106.9 always stays on the air playing the best in R&B and soul music. However, we need to understand that black radio today is in crisis mode. Stations all over the country are threatened with closure due to decreased advertising buys from longtime supporters in the auto and related industries. And we must remember that advertising is what pays the bills in terrestrial radio. So the next time you listeners patronize a company whose ads you've heard here, let them know that you're in their store because you heard about it on Power 106.9. That's one way to ensure that we'll always continue to be able to hear you, Doc, Kenny D, George Kilpatrick, and others, and all of the great R&B music we love to hear on the Power. Now here's some more music business news. Last week it was announced that Kevin Liles was leaving the Warner Music Group to pursue new entrepreneurial ventures. Now, Kevin was the most powerful black man in the music business the last few years, serving as Warner Music Group's executive VP, overseeing the Warner Brothers, Atlantic, and Reprise labels. He will be missed, but we all wish him good luck in his new endeavors. And that's it for this week, Doc. And as you know, I say every time the music gets played, somebody gets paid. If you're an artist, songwriter, or producer, I want to see you take care of business and get paid, not played.
Oh, yes, John Kellogg, Esquire. John, incredible words with regards to the state of urban radio in America. And, of course, that was a couple of weeks ago, man. But I tell you what, the Lord works in mysterious ways. In fact, there is an incredible commentary letter article in today's opinion section of the Syracuse newspaper, the Sunday newspaper. My dear, wonderful sister, College of Law at Syracuse University. Oh, she put down the show in a wonderful article. In fact, if you go online, you can see LaVonda Hoff-Reed's great article on Power 106.9, the situation that came down about 2 weeks ago. But
the Post Standard?
Yeah, that is the. And what do we call it? The Post Standard or Syracuse American? Now, I tell you, I'm so confused about the newspaper industry, man. I don't know what's going on, man. But the other thing I can tell you, the Syracuse Sunday newspaper, and of course, which is the sister station of the Post Standard. And we used to call it the Syracuse. Boy, I just thought about this, and here I'm on the air thinking about it right now. What is the name of the Syracuse Sunday newspaper? I think it's the Syracuse American, or Post Standard Part 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever. Hey, Steve Rogers, don't get on your buddy, Dr. Rick Wright, trying to figure out the name of the Sunday newspaper here in the city of Syracuse. I'm getting old. But anyhow, John, there's a wonderful article on the situation in the opinion section of today's Sunday newspaper, Syracuse, New York.
Well, I'm so glad you told me. I'm going to go online right now and check it out. Good talking to you, Doc. Talk to you in a couple of weeks.
Okay,
Peace.
you take care in Boston, Massachusetts. John Kellogg, Assistant Director of the world-famous Berklee School of Music. All right, so get to all the Syracuse University alums throughout the world. Checking out Dr. Rick Wright, Power 106.9, Old School Sunday. On a big bad Sunday afternoon, Dr. Rick Wright live and well in Syracuse here at Power 106.9 Radio. Do it.
The network reminds you that you too may call into Dr. Rick Wright on Sundays between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check in with the doc at area code 315-428-1069. Don't forget the doc.